Okay, you ready?
Ooh. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And 3, and 2, and a 1. Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 69 for Tuesday, the 27th of April 2021. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag Pierce under the Steam ID, Webby360G. And joining me on this fine evening is...
Happy Sunday. Cinema Dan.
Wine me, dine me, 69 me. It's Sleepy Sly. And since I switch.
How we all doing?
Oh.
How we all doing? All good?
Oh, good. I'm just
Sensual.
wincing at Elliot's introduction there.
Yeah, no, he's...
Did you teach him that, Webby?
I taught him everything he knows.
I was corrupted as a child listening to you guys.
Yeah, I know, man. It's a bit odd hearing you say stuff like that. So don't, please.
So Sly's staying up very
22.
late to join us.
I'm not 13 anymore.
Yeah, I know, but when I still can't get hold of how young you are. So carry on. Anyway, let's get on with this shit.
Yeah. So anyway, this week's Patreon show. Just to let all the patrons know that I'm going to try and organise the Patreon recording within the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to I want to do a recording with lots of the Patreons, but for this first one, I'm going to try and get an episode done with the guys who live on the other side of the world. So that'll be the Aussie. So that'll be like Sly and Wares and Turner and all those sort of people. So in the next couple of weeks, hopefully we'll get that one recorded, and then we can try and organise another one in the near future as well after that. So that'd be very cool. Yeah. Good times, good times. Yeah, so shall we get on with it?
Yep.
All right. We've had a little bit of news
Let's do
this week. A little bit of news.
Yeah, insert news jingle, which I still haven't heard, even though I listened to last week's podcast.
Yeah,
so
what happened last week was I had a bit of a dilemma on the weekend, which is why the show got pushed back to Tuesday. And then obviously it got recorded, and then I wanted to get it up online as soon as possible, so I just kind of rush edited it and forgot to put the news music in. So that's what it was, a little bit of a late show last week.
Top and tailed it, as we professionally call that. Top and tailing it.
I did do a little bit of editing, not much, but yeah, I edited out a little tiny bit.
Yeah, I will never know what that is either.
No, you won't.
Yeah, good shout. Good work, mate. I'm proud of it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, news. If there is any other news that people can think of, that's great. I don't think there was a lot of news this week, but there was one little piece of news that got me excited. It was just a trailer, and it didn't show any gameplay. But it was a trailer for the new Test Drive Unlimited. And the name of that is Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Yes.
When's it out?
Probably next year. So they're going to be announcing some more information on the game in June, July time. I think it's July.
Okay.
Yeah, so the I mean, I'm actually so surprised that I'm still surprised they're making another Test Drive. Because I know it's gone to another publisher and developer now. But I mean, like myself and Switch love the original Test Drives. It's just that pure, lifestyle thing of you driving the car, and you can even do things like roll down the windows and just cruise around and use your indicators and buy loads of houses and pretend you're rich when in the real world you're just a poor man.
Yeah.
So you just
go to a pool party and watch loads of people gyrate in front of you whilst you sit in a jacuzzi.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
I remember that game very well. Bag of shite.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen until we see some gameplay, right? But I'm just a little bit
true.
excited to see a little trailer for it this week. So that's pretty cool.
I'm pleased that you're happy.
Yeah,
it's interesting that they flashed up the casino in there off the bat as well. Because I still have memories of loads of people from the community hanging around on a Friday night in the casino on Test Drive Unlimited 2, trying to win that limited edition car in the fucking slots.
Did you ever win that car, Darren, on the slots? on test drive?
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh,
It
wicked.
was the convertible Audi A4, wasn't it? If I believe white,
I can't remember. It's been so long.
because you raced it around like a time trial as well,
Oh, right, yeah.
around the sort of casino island thing.
How long did it take you to unlock that, mate?
A while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good game. I
It's
mean, it was
just a nice,
because it was
pleasant
like
surprise.
because the multiplayer was like a racing game and online casino all at the same time, so you could choose what you wanted to do. It was quite cool. A bit like Second Life, really, in a roundabout way.
A bit like Second Life. I just remember people going, right, I need to drive down every single road. And there was a Chivo for it, wasn't there? You had to
Yes.
drive every single road
Yeah,
on
but
that.
they do that in
And
Forza as well. So
yeah, but the people that was looking at it going, and there's little, just blowing, losing their little minds, just driving around this whole island.
I loved it, mate. I put so much time into that game. So
Yeah,
good.
I mean, I just remember everyone in the community buying it on
Test
day
Drive
one.
2 on launch
And
day, wasn't it? And it just the service
yeah,
just
and
crumbled.
nothing worked. Yeah, nothing worked whatsoever. So,
yeah.
if you're looking to play it next year, I would. Yeah, good luck.
Oh dear. Right, next piece of news anyway. This is a bit of Sony news. It's quite good actually. PlayStation Plus. Sony are trialing in Poland a PlayStation Plus video pass trial service. So basically, if you have PlayStation Plus, you get a load of movies and TV shows as part of the service. They're trialing it in Poland for a year, and it currently is offering 21 movies and a load of TV shows to PlayStation Plus subscribers in Poland. And if it goes well within that year, they're going to be trying to push it out around the rest of the world. So I think that's quite a cool thing actually, because obviously Sony own a lot of studios and shit anyway in the movie industry.
You
And
can
have a
watch
lot
all of the
films.
Resident Evil movies, couldn't you?
Oh yeah,
All
I saw
all
one
those
of
masterpieces. Yeah.
one of the main films they were advertising on that service was Venom, and I was like, "Oof, that's
That's not.
irri-
I've watched it recently, and
It-
it's not as bad as everyone
it's
makes out.
it's okay. I've seen it once. It's okay.
It's a romantic comedy gone wrong. That's
It
what
is
it
a little
is.
bit, isn't it? I did see as well one of the shows they have on that service that in Poland is a Community. So if we have any Polish listeners, I urge you go and watch Community. It's
it's all on
amazing.
Netflix anyway.
It is, but if you don't have Netflix in Poland, go watch it on PlayStation Video.
Yes, I completely agree with Sly. Alison Brie, baby. Right, next.
Ooh, Alison Brie. Yeah.
A little bit of Returnal news that's out in a week or two on the PlayStation 5. Retailing at 70 British pounds, rip-off bastards. But anyway, it's going to be running at 4K 60 FPS on the PlayStation 5, and it's getting quite a lot of good previews actually. So I think this is going to be a good exclusive for the PlayStation. To be honest, it's looking pretty decent.
Yeah, it's done by the same team who did Resogun and what was the other one there?
Yeah, they're indie developers.
Yeah, they were. So from the sound of it, it's a very much like a roguelite kind of game where you die and then respawn with knowledge prior to you died, and you progress like that. And there's a element of risk reward in it. And I haven't really watched anything or done anything aside from that, but I'm interested. But I don't have a PlayStation 5, so I'll look forward to picking this up in the bargain bin in a couple of years' time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
When it comes to Game Pass, lols.
I was telling you yesterday, Webby, how much it costs here, and it's absurdly high.
$120 something.
125 Australian dollars.
Wow.
What's that in English pounds?
About 70 something.
Yeah, Jesus.
Let's have a look.
Oh well.
AUD.
Got your calculator out.
Pounds.
125.
125.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually
Power of maths.
It's £69 and 66 pence.
Whoa, discount.
Yeah, man. So you've actually got it a little bit cheaper than us.
Gutted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll wait till it
Balls.
goes on sale because
I
that's my
noticed.
thinking, right? If enough people don't buy it at retail price, all the prices should start to go down.
Yeah.
Good luck, mate.
I would just like people to
Hope
notice
it-
in the Twitch stream that I'm not using Google. I'm using DuckDuckGo. Just as good as Google, but
That's as good as
privacy is
Google.
assured.
Well,
Privacy is
why don't you
assured.
Are you
Why
using
don't you
Brave
use
browser?
Bing? Why don't you use Bing like Peeves?
Because
Peeves looks for everything on Bing.
I don't need to use Bing because I've got DuckDuckGo.
Are you using Brave?
Yes, I am.
I've been using Brave since before it was cool, man. I've been using it longer than you.
Oh no, mate.
Been on it for like 4 years.
Aren't you
Okay, what's
super
Duck
awesome?
next?
Duck
Duck
next.
next.
Okay, let's have a look. Oh, yes. So I did see some rumours, and I don't have the link for it because I just saw it in passing. And like a lot of news I see throughout the week, I don't think of the podcast. And then it gets to podcast, and I'm like, I really should have put that in the show notes for
You
the show.
should have done.
Yes. Anyway, rumours of Sony bringing back PlayStation Home for the PS5.
Ooh.
Yes.
I've never been in I've never been in PS Home. Elaborate. What was that? It was like a hangout, was it? You walked around. It was like a.
Yeah, so you could.
Was it PlayStation 3? Was it or PlayStation 4?
3?
I can't remember. 3 was it? Okay.
Yeah, so you can hang out with other people in like a virtual environment, have like a house, and you could go and play pool and loads of other stuff. It's mainly just a place where you could go and swear at people and argue, just like Twitter. But you had avatars, you could walk around and be a cunt. But no, it was actually quite decent, to be honest. I thought it was quite good. I was a little bit sad when it shut down, but yeah,
the Running Man Simulator, if I remember.
Running
What was
Man
it?
Simulator.
The Running Man Simulator, what you had the Running Man emote in it.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
I don't know, loads of women back in the day complained because blokes like would surround women and just do the Running Man emote.
Or
Like they
it
were
could be
sort of
just men with
thrusting, as it
female
were,
avatars.
gyration.
Yeah. That's likely the
Or
case.
women
Yeah.
with men avatars.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
If you give people toys like that, they'll just misuse them.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh well, that's something to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah.
Good job. Anyway.
Next piece of news is David Hayter, who famously voices Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid series, has slightly leaked that he is voicing the remake of Metal Gear Solid 1.
Oh.
Yes, and it is my favourite Metal Gear. So if this is true, I am super excited.
Well, we know it's coming, and also we do know that Kiefer Sutherland did Snake in Metal Gear Solid 5, wasn't it? So
yeah,
that is good news. But I guess Kiefer Sutherland, David Hayter, the voice is almost interchangeable in my head to a degree. Well, they were in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Similar. Yeah.
Yeah. So good news, I guess. Maybe Kiefer Sutherland's a bit too expensive. Although I tell you, he did actually do a gig down here a couple of years ago. Kiefer Sutherland, because he does a side order of country guitar country music or whatever it is, and his tickets at the local dive were about £50 a pop.
Bloody
when
hell.
I usually go there for about less than 20 quid. So I was up going to see a bit of Kiefer Sutherland, but no, I decided not to.
Fair enough.
So there you go.
Awesome. That's all my news. I see that Sly is actually the only person, right? I just want to put this out here, right? I have a shared Google sheet for the show notes, right?
Here we go. Going to get fucking lectured again.
The only person who uses it is Sly. I update it obviously because I use it for all my stuff, and then whenever Sly's on, I see his little name and he's filling things in, you know, like a good soldier, doing his work properly. And everyone else, no. I've no idea what they're going to talk about. No idea if you've got any extra news.
It's the best way.
It's the best way, mate. I'm a bit surprised you didn't mention that. You haven't mentioned the news about Sony and the Resident Evil 8 debacle, because you were very agitated about this.
Did we mention that on Tuesday?
No,
fuck me!
Didn't.
What's this?
No, you wanted to wait, listeners. Listen. He wanted to come online that night when it got launched. I was about to have my tea, and eventually we managed to talk him
What
out of
day
it
was
because it
this?
would have been
I can't remember what day this was now.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh man, I can't remember. It's been a long week for me emotionally.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
I completely forgot because we did the last week's show halfway through the week, pretty much. It's in my head. I don't know why. Today, I was in my head like we'd already talked about it, but it was only in our WhatsApp chat that we talked about it. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about it, right? So, Sony being a bunch of wankers, as they are.
Here we go. We were being so positive about Sony just now.
I know, we've been positive. It's been leaked that, well, apparently this is quite normal, but I'm still going to call them wankers. That a agreement has been leaked that Sony have paid off Capcom in regards to Resident Evil 8 Village. So basically, there's a couple of stipulations in this agreement. Because it's an advertising agreement, so all the advertising for Resident Evil 8 is going to feature PlayStation. And the part of this payment is in the agreement is one, the Xbox Series X version has to be on par with the PS5 version in regards to graphics and frame rate. Because we all know the Series X is more powerful system.
Pretty much looks the same on all systems anyway.
Yeah, but it's been stipulated that it's not allowed to perform any better on the Xbox. And also,
but it's not really going to go over 60 FPS, is it?
Yeah, but this is what they're saying. This is what's in the thing, right? So they've stipulated that it's not allowed to run any better on the Xbox, right? So they're already...
Which it wouldn't anyway.
Well, it would, because it's a more powerful system.
How?
It's
down to the games, mate.
No.
I have not seen anything yet on the Xbox.
It's because it's still early days.
Better.
But if you look at the raw power, if you look at the raw power of between the two systems,
but power doesn't mean anything. Power doesn't mean anything.
If you get the same game,
it's just a couple of numbers. It's how it's used. It's how the power is used.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is they've stipulated that they're not allowed to have the game running any better on the Xbox over the PlayStation, right? That's on.
I'm sure they did this with stuff like Destiny 2 and all that bollocks that they have a habit of. It's a bit like COD when it's just, well, in terms of commercial contracts, you've got Sony who are looking. Their motto is for the players, and so the best place to play the game. So they've been putting this kind of shit off for ages. Whether it's exclusive time levels or content, whether it's extra skins, whether it's as we've been discussing about locking frame rates. To be honest with you, if a company like Capcom's getting a ton of money off Sony and the game's multi-platform and all the content's there and released, at the same time across multi-platforms, I don't see the problem. Whether it's 30 FPS, 45 FPS.
I see a problem if they're purposely holding back the performance for a more powerful system. I think that's fucking diabolical. It really is.
Well, play it on PC then. Go and play PC.
Well, I am going to play it on PC because it's 15 quid cheaper.
Which is, you've just stated that obviously the Xbox Series X is slightly more powerful than the PS5. It technically is. But where does Cyberpunk and Valhalla run best? Not on the Series X. It's the PS5 has the better performance for those games.
Yeah, but does it now?
Even though it's technically on the less powerful. Yeah, it does. Still runs exactly the same.
I think a lot of it also means that there's console parity for their product. So there is a consistent, expectation whether you play it on Xbox or PlayStation 5.
So that's what they're trying to do.
I don't really see a problem with it. I mean, if Sony want to spunk their money to Capcom, and I like Capcom, I like their games, then fucking do it. Then do it.
Well,
I don't care.
I mean, I just think it's a bit naughty. But the thing that's the most naughty, I think, is part of this contract as well, specifically stating in writing they're not allowed to put Resident Evil onto Game Pass ever.
Oh, so you got to pay for it, yeah? You got to pay for the game you want.
Well, that's fine because it's a game that I want at launch.
Terrible.
It's a game that I want at launch, right? And I know you're not, and I know you buy your games, but this is where I'm coming from, right? I'm happy to buy Resident Evil 8 at launch because I really like the Resident Evil games. But putting it in paper that Capcom are not allowed to put it on Game Pass says to me that Sony are shitting themselves over Game Pass. Because Game Pass is just kicking ass at the moment, and Sony are now running scared. Oh, Capcom, please don't put your games on Game Pass. Xbox will kick our butts.
If it means that Resident Evil 8 goes to PlayStation now before Game Pass, much like we've seen elsewhere with Square Enix's Avengers game, you know, it's going to get to a point where exclusivity into subscription service is going to be more and more prevalent. It will do. I mean, so the fucking Microsoft just did it with Outriders, for fuck's sake, and we're not upset about that, are we?
Well, we haven't seen the contract for that. They might be like, yeah, you can put it onto PS now if you want. Yeah, who gives a shit? This is
the thing. I think it's becoming a bit ridiculous. It's like console wars over subscription services now.
Yeah, well then you're right. If you've got both, aren't you?
But yeah, well that's fine. But but at the end of the day, it's bad for the consumer either way. It is because you know, you'll have to fork out more subscription services to get these games. You're going to have to, or buy them individually. You know.
Yeah.
So it's great for business, I guess, to a degree, but it's bad for the consumer.
Yeah,
I at the same time, I really, I mean, if Capcom want to basically sell Resident Evil 8, you know, at a premium price for as long as possible, and it's a quality game, let them fucking do it. We shouldn't be expecting games to appear in Game Pass.
No, and I didn't say that. I didn't say that. All I said was Sony have put in writing that they're not allowed to put it onto Game Pass. I'm not saying, I'm upset about that. I don't give a shit because I'm going to buy it anyway. Yeah.
I don't think Sony is scared of Game Pass, as you said. I don't think they are. I think that they're putting steps in place to emulate a lot of good things, which is going to evolve the service for PlayStation owners.
I mean, the big difference between both these services is you've got Sony launching their games at £70 a pop, whereas Microsoft, they don't have many exclusives out at the moment, but in the upcoming years, there's going to be a lot. They're all coming to the Game Pass service on launch day, and you look at all the studios they've purchased. A lot of big studios are going to be pumping out some good games in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and they're all going to be on Game Pass. So you're going to get all those games on Game Pass for your subscription service, whereas on PlayStation you're going to have PS Now, and PS Now does have some really good games on it. I'm not going to lie, I think there's some great games on there, especially if you love JRPGs. But for that value proposition, you know, you can have PS Now and then buy your Sony exclusive for £70 a pop, or have Game Pass and just have all your launch games on there.
Of course, we're treading the conversation that we've
I know, but I'm just trying to, you know, and everyone's got different opinions, right? Because like some people I speak to, like St. Adams in our Twitch chat at the minute, saying, you know, he's looked at the games on Game Pass and he thinks they're all shit. You know, that's down to opinion. You know, and that's fair enough if you're not into those games.
He's got a point.
You know, I mean, I'm playing so many good games on Game Pass at the minute. I struggle to see that argument. That's just me. You know, I'm playing Sea of Thieves, Flight Simulator, Outriders at the moment, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, you know, MLB The Show. That's 5 great games right there, you know, that I'm playing on Game Pass at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I got Game Pass. The only thing I really tend to play on it constantly is bloody Gears 5. And they just gave a free copy of that away anyway. So, you know, I'm like, I'll keep paying for it because I've got the disposable income to afford it, and I will pick up stuff so I can play with the community quite clearly. And I've had my money's worth with Wreckfest.
Yeah.
But I think the more and more I see these subscription services, and we're treading old ground again. I know. The more and more I kind of like have them, the less I use them.
Yeah, and that's strange. And I have heard other people say that, Dan. I do like I speak to people on our Discord and that, and they're like, "I've got Game Pass, but I don't use it." And I'm like, "Well,
but anyway,
Why?
Let's rewind. Let's rewind this back to Resident Evil 8.
No VR for Resident Evil. Was that announced?
Oh,
I don't
not
think
seen
I
any
haven't
news
seen
on
anything,
that.
mate. This is the thing. It's because I know they've got a PlayStation 4 version, but again, I think they're hoping that the main version of this game for Sony will be on the PlayStation 5. So and it doesn't really create that parity across the Sony brand, does it? I know you'll say this, Darren, when it comes to VR games. I don't think. I mean,
I must admit, it is packed away at the moment. So, like, if it's not, then it would be nice to do, but having to unpack it all and find all the leads and.
I mean,
Well,
do you guys feel? Do you guys feel that VR is a little bit of a fad at the minute still? Because there isn't a lot of VR games out there, and I know the Oculus Quest 2 has sold very, very well, and you can use that just standalone and on a PC. But I still feel that VR is still in its infancy, and two, there's not a lot of great games for it. Because I've got a VR headset, I've actually given it to my stepson now. I just couldn't be fucked with it, and it made me feel sick, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, you're just waiting for more companies to obviously pick it up and utilise it. But yeah, the headsets they've got at the moment, obviously, on the PlayStation, like the setup is a bit of a pain in the arse, and then you need the room and all the rest of it to take advantage of it. So it's like once you've got it set up, you kind of will play it for a few days, and then you'll pack it away again and sort of like forget for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, once it's easier accessible, where you're like, oh, there's my headset, pop it on my head, off I go. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about connecting the red wire to the blue wire and then having. I
think we're still a while from that,
HDMI and, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Cool. Shall we move on to other news?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay. Sly's happily putting some news in for me as we go. EA games.
I thought you was quiet.
EA games have been added to Xbox with an FPS boost of 120 hertz. Do we know the game?
So there's a bit of a list. It's all the Battlefields on the Xbox except for Hardline. So you got Battlefield 1, 5, I think is on there, and 4. And I tested out 4 yesterday. It runs quite nicely, and you can very much tell that it's running at 120 FPS. It's a very smooth experience, and this is all auto applied if you've got a TV that can do it connected. Although I did see on Twitter, Headcades made the point of if you don't have 120 hertz TV, apparently FPS boost is grayed out and you can't turn it on, which he thinks is ridiculous because FPS. If Battlefield is at say 30. Why can't it go up to 60 on a TV that can display 60? My thinking is that Battlefield was always at 60, but I'm not 100%.
I don't think he knows what the fuck he's on about. That's my opinion, but there we go.
Was it always 60 for Battlefield? I think it was.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think most of them have been in multiplayer. They have been 60.
Well, it's Battlefield. There's Titanfall 1 and 2, Plants vs Zombies. I think. Maybe one of the Need for Speeds. I can't. But a lot of the EA Play games, a lot of those ones.
Cool, good to hear.
Yeah. What's Star Wars Battlefront as well.
Nice.
EA teased the new Battlefield game coming at the end of the year, and they also announced the mobile game. They didn't announce anything about the main title yet, but they said
that new Battlefield game for console is only going to come out on next gen systems as well, or current gen now, so PS5 and Series X.
So it's going to be very highly technical and graphically intensive.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to play that, they're going to have to upgrade, and I hope they're actually going to be consoles available to just fucking buy. It's still very, very difficult to get these new systems. 6 months later or whatever. Bullshit.
Yeah. We're all getting on the Series X, right?
Oh god, yeah. I'll probably end up buying on PC and Xbox.
Remember the old Battlefield 4 days? Battlefield 4 lasted for ages in this community. Battlefield 4 lasted about 5 years, didn't it? 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, man.
Because we went back to it after Battlefield 1 came out. We got bored of Battlefield 1 and we went back to 4 again.
Yeah. That Discord news we've already talked about, mate. So that's fine.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say because they were in talks and the deals are broken down now apparently.
Yeah.
So.
And we're very happy.
What a shame.
Very
Could have been a good deal. Why are we happy?
Because we don't want Microsoft. Microsoft have already got Skype. They've got Teams. They got all that bullshit. Keep Discord.
Yeah, but
to
imagine
Discord.
if you could do Discord on your Xbox, it would be really useful.
Well,
would it?
It should just come to Xbox anyway and PlayStation, so you could have cross talk on the fucking.
They could
systems,
just add it as a crap, couldn't they?
Got it on my phone. It's fine.
Yeah.
Done.
Nintendo's entire chat system works for a fine app.
Yeah.
Any other news? Are we all done for news?
I think we're done with the news.
To mind.
Okay. News is over. So anyway, since this is a Patreon show, this is the paywall. So if you want to listen to the rest of this week's show, please subscribe to Patreon at patreon.com/360gamercast. From as little as £5 a month, you can get an episode every single week of the year, plus extra bonus shows when they happen. The website again is patreon.com/360gamercast. You know you want to, just do it. Anyway, who was first?
Me, I think. Me.
Dan, we've been playing Animal Crossing.
Monster Hunter, Animal Crossing, shitloads of Animal Crossing, shitloads of Monster Hunter.
Talk to me about Rise, because I've been playing that this week as well.
Well, yeah, man. I'm up to my 6-star quest.
Bloody hell.
7.
I'm only on 2-star still.
Well, I need to come in and sort you out then, mate. I've kind of hit a groove, had a groove with it in the sense that I progressed really, really quickly. I managed to get some really good armor sets and weaponry. Yeah. And then once you get to the higher ranked monsters, because obviously if you remember what happened in previous Monster Hunters, you have your standard monsters and you have another bar where you start hunting the same monsters again.
Yeah.
But you get harder versions of them. And I'm kind of muddling through that at the moment because it costs a lot of money to do your armor upgrades and all your crafting. So I'm basically, my armor set at the moment is really, really powerful and strong, but it looks like a dog's dinner in terms of style. Yeah. So lots of odds and sods. So yeah, I'm just playing through that at the moment. I've done some really, really good sessions online just by setting up a room and letting randoms join. It's really big in Japan. This is the Japanese are always playing it.
Yeah,
they'll come in and they'll just basically. There was one monster earlier which was giving me a bit of a hard time, and the cavalry arrived, and let's just say beat the shit out of it. So if you play it right, you can progress quite well, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm doing a few expeditions, just trying to get my money up, my rankings up. Looking forward to hopefully play with you and Paul at some point. Even it is me coming into your game and just basically one shot killing the monster.
I'm enjoying it because what I do is because obviously you get your hunts, and then so I just go to the board and I just find someone's game who's doing the hunt that I want to do. So I just do that. So I go into the game, and it's very rarely anyone that isn't a Japanese name. Funny enough, so I was actually going to say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The only weird thing I'm finding about it, right, is I've been playing it on both handheld and on the TV, and it looks so much better on the Switch screen than on the TV. Like, I think it's because the Switch screen is so small. Like, it all just looks really, really nice. And then when I put it on my TV, because it's all spread out, it just looks really kind of like blurry and pixely. I mean, it's not off-putting, but it's
mine's
just
fine.
It's just you go. Can compare that to World, it's like but I am really enjoying it. I'm loving the simplicity of it compared to World, because World was a bit convoluted. I feel this is just
it's very easy
like to do everything.
Very easy, but at the same time, the depth is still there.
Yes.
So and that's why it's welcoming to old hands at Monster Hunter, because if you've got a certain play style, that's whether it's been like playing the horn or even if you are brave and use the fucking awful lance, you can immediately go down that avenue and start playing it, and then it kind of explains what to do. There's still elements that I can't understand. Bloody, what was it the Kinsex fucking games? I still haven't got a clue about those. And a few of the weapons I'm still a bit clueless about. I'm quite tempted to actually pick up one of the cannons at one point. Start using that. And another thing I want to really start doing is do a lot more of the rampage quests, which I don't think we've talked much about on this, which is kind of like the hold mode of Monster Hunter.
Is that the one where you're in a room and you've got all the weapons, like the ballistas and the cannons and all that shit?
Yeah.
I've done one of those. Fuck me,
I've
that's
kind of
hard.
avoided those. Yeah, I've kind of avoided those. There is one, in order to get the higher rank ones, where you get what's called an apex monster, and when that turns up, it's like a version of a monster you've already seen, but kind of mental, a little bit much more angrier. Basically, it's like it's on fucking PCP and it's off on one, and it's like, hold on a second, you know. I when that turned up, I stayed well away from it, and I let the cabaret take that one out. But yeah, so I'm a bit reluctant to go back into the rampage mode at the moment because it scares the shit out of me. But I think I'm going to do a bit more on that. I think, yeah, at the moment I've got to the stage where I've kind of progressed it to the point where I could probably, get it to 7-star, but I'm not going to get that much out of it unless I start, doing a bit of grinding and targeting certain armor sets and maybe get more weapons and get me cash up, and then that's what I plan to do next, really. And obviously play multiplayer a lot. Fingers crossed. But it's good. It's really, really good.
It's my favourite Switch game at the moment. 100%.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
For sure.
I mean,
Darren, have you? Sorry, you go.
I know Darren hasn't picked up, but I'll let Darren talk. Sorry. Just moving on very quickly. I was just thinking about what's that? Have you got that Pokemon Sword or Shield? Because I was wondering whether that's worth picking up.
No, I have Pokemon Sword, but I've only played about 5 hours of it, maybe.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's all right.
It's no, I haven't. I did try Pokemon, a modern Pokemon on the 3DS a little while ago, and I could not get on with it whatsoever. Not for me, because at the time I was a 40-year-old man.
Fair enough.
And it was a little bit too much. I know this is like me talking about this, and I've played Animal Crossing. Pokemon's fucking blows my mind. I got a fucking clue. I mean, yeah. Anyway, Monster Hunter.
What were you going to say? What were you going to ask Darren? Because I know he's a big Monster Hunter.
Darren, are you going to pick this up, or are you just going to?
I will do eventually. I'll just wait for it to sort of like drop in price a little bit, because it'd probably be one of those I pick up, play for a couple of days, and then just completely forget about.
Fair enough. Gonna sit it out then,
because I've got so much other stuff I'm playing at the moment. So,
well, this is what I've been putting my time into gaming wise. So everything else is pretty much fallen by the wayside, and it's probably for the best at the moment, to be honest with you. There's nothing worse rushing stuff and not really getting the full enjoyment out of it. So I'm quite happy that I've actually found something I can really get my teeth stuck into and play at my own speed and do what I want to do. And there's no fucking there's a loose story, but it doesn't really matter if you follow it or not. There's a monster. Go hit it. Set it into a hat.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It's one of those games like that. I'll play like just before I go to bed, so I'll sit on the sofa and do a hunt or two, and then I'll be like, I'm going to bed now. Because it's just kind of chill, if that makes sense. Just there's no thinking really involved or anything. As you say, just hitting monsters.
I'm finding it very hard to die or lose at this. Very hard.
Yeah.
So that's how kind of straightforward it is, and maybe I put that down to, but maybe playing a lot of Monster Hunter in the past to a degree. I'm not sure how a lot of the newbies are finding it, but yeah, it's good, really fucking good. Other than that, the only thing I've really touched is there was a game trial on the Switch for Descendants, which I played for a bit. You've been talking about it.
It's on Game Pass, mate.
Yeah, but I've played it on the Switch, so yeah, I've had a play of it. It's all right, I suppose. Nothing fancy. It's just basically trials, but in 3D. I'm not going to cover old ground already because you've already been talking about it. But it's it's all right. little bit infuriating, I think, in some places, having to restart the whole course if you stack it, which is a bit annoying. But other than that, yeah, whatever. And that's it really. Just lots of Monster Hunter and a bit of Animal Crossing and a little bit of Pac-Man 99, which I still haven't come first in that, but I will get there.
Yeah, I've played a bit of Pac-Man 99 myself. It's quite enjoyable, isn't it?
Yeah. How far you got on it? What's your top? Sorry, that's probably the wrong question, but
What did I place?
What did you place?
I think my best was I got 21st in one game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think second. I managed to get
Jeez,
second
nice.
at one point. Yeah, it's so when it basically gets down to the top three, I'm not sure what happens. I kind of all my bowels are fucking empty, and I fucking fuck out completely. And I'm like shit. So one day I will win. But yeah, it's I'm doing a lot better at it than I was doing at Tetris 99. Let's just say that. So yeah,
Again, now there's
stuff.
been Mario, there's been Tetris, and there's been Pac-Man, isn't there?
Yes, the Mario game's dead now, isn't it? So
yeah, it's gone.
That's a shame.
Gone. Yeah, never mind, eh? They might. No, I don't think they'll bring it back.
Is Tetris still on?
Yeah, Tetris is still going.
Good,
yeah,
good.
Tetris 99 is still going. Well, the thing is, it's a retail game. They sold it, and it's a bit like Pac-Man as well because they got DLC for it. It's they can't delete it. You know, it's got to be there for as long as possible. Yeah. Mainly because people have paid money for skins and the single player mode, etc. So they've got to keep it live.
Pac-Man was the sole reason I renewed my Nintendo Switch Online because it ran out. I booted it up and I booted up my Switch with the full intention of giving Pac-Man 99 a go, and it's like, your Switch Online has run out. Would you like to buy another year for $24? And I was like, I guess I will.
Go on then.
Not really.
Go on then.
No choice.
Yeah, man. Cool. Done.
Diddly done.
Wow.
Sly.
Hi. I've played some games. Most notably Rocket League, as per usual. Over the last 3 or 4 times I've been on, I've mentioned Rocket League. Still powering on. I have hit Diamond rank. I don't know if I'd done that a few weeks back. No, I was on the podcast about a month ago. I was on the cusp of Diamond, but I've hit Diamond now, which is just another rung that I've climbed in the last year. So looking forward to hopefully one day hitting Champion and then Grand Champion and then the top one. So getting there. Still enjoying that. We're gonna go at competition in July. Kids Were Nerds. That's gonna be fun.
Nice.
Me and my friends.
Nice.
We're gonna get team shirts as well because we're really nerds. So that's good. Been playing a lot of doubles actually lately. Usually I play threes, but I'm playing doubles. I'm working on that one. Been playing a bit of Call of Duty Cold War. Been playing the multiplayer. They've released, I don't know if you remember Sticks and Stones from the original Black Ops.
Never heard of it.
Really? Oh, do you remember the wager matches?
Knife, you were saying?
Yeah, you start with a ballistic knife and a crossbow and a tomahawk. You get 50 points if you stab someone. You get 100 points if you crossbow shoot them or hit them with a ballistic knife dart. And if you hit someone with a tomahawk, you reset their score to 0. So a good strategy is to not be the top player until right at the end, and then you tomahawk them, and then you win. Because on the mini map, everyone comes up as a red dot. The mini map's constantly on, but the top player comes up in gold, so you know where they are at all times. So I sort of hang around near the gold dot and then tomahawk them on the 1-2 second mark and just take the win off them. It's a good way to live. And then also there's the Outbreak zombie mode where it's not like a traditional zombie mode. It's a bit open worldish more so in a way, because then you go in teleporters and you go to different zones and maps and there's challenges and you'll fight bosses. It's a little different to a normal zombies map, but it's a welcome change. I've been enjoying that. That's good. I've been playing that on the PS5. Uses the haptic feedback triggers and it runs at 120 frames, so it's a interesting game. Especially the trigger stuff. Like different guns have different pulls. Like a shotgun, you'll feel the kick, you'll feel the vibration through the trigger more. And I was talking to I think you and Wes about this yesterday. I think that some games on the PS5 kill the controller quicker, and I think Cold War is one of them. because of how much it uses the rumble and the feedback. I think it dies quicker. Because I swear the PS5 controllers do not last long.
Oh dear.
But yeah, I think Cold War is one of the culprits for that one. Another game I've been playing. I only played probably an hour of it, but slowly making progress again. I hadn't touched it in about a year or so. But Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm on the planet Dathomir still. Even a year and a half later, still there. But there was a big bird, and I killed a big bird, and I got a trophy. So made some progress. Still on that planet. Got to go through a village at the moment of all these guys, and they were shooting me, and yeah, that's getting there. I think I'm near the end. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I don't know why I didn't finish it at the time when it came out. I guess I put it down because other games came out, and then I never really picked it up again. But yeah, still enjoyable. It didn't take me too long to sort of remember the controls. I guess there's only a few. You got slash your lightsaber, and then you got like 3 different force powers. But I got the hang of it pretty quick, and then I fought a boss, and I managed to beat the boss. So that was good.
Cool.
Yeah, last time I was on, I mentioned I'd just started Man of Medan. I'd played about an hour. The next day, I guess after the podcast, I went and finished Man of Medan. Thought it was great. Got an ending I was relatively happy with. My claim to fame would be that in Until Dawn and Man of Medan, I got through both of them with all my people alive. So yeah, no, enjoyed those. Enjoyed Man of Medan. Very, very much so that I went and bought Little Hope because it was on sale, and I can
Nice.
no longer have the claim to fame that I've gotten through those games with everyone alive because fuck me on Little Hope, I got everyone killed except for 2
Really?
people.
Oh
Two
my
people survived
goodness.
Little Hope, and I'm
What?
really good at those games. I didn't fail QTEs. It was dialogue and character decisions that got my characters killed. I didn't fail any QTEs though.
Oh,
Oh
that's annoying.
God. No, there's like I don't want to get into it because it's a very story-driven game, and I'd say it was longer than Man of Medan. I think Man of Medan probably took me 4 hours. I'd say Little Hope took me bordering 5.5, 6 hours. I did it in one sitting though. I did it like all this afternoon. I just sat there and played it until I got to the end. I
Oh,
was
wow.
gripped. I think Until Dawn's probably my favorite of the 3 games, but that's
Yeah.
because Until Dawn's a bit longer than that. Until Dawn's probably like 8 to 10 hours, but it gives you time to like flesh out the characters and the relationships. You also have a bit of a bigger cast. I think there's like 8 characters in Until Dawn, whereas
Yeah.
Man of Medan and Little Hope, I think they both have 5. So it's a smaller group where because Until Dawn will do chapters and they'll have you like 2 characters pair off and you'll have like 4 characters converge at the same time at the end of their 2 respective arcs, whereas Man of Medan is very much a Man of Medan and Little Hope you have like 5 people, and at some points it'll split into a group of 3 and 2, but for the most part you're all together. Yeah, Little Hope. I think it's got probably a better story than Man of Medan. I sort of didn't know where it was going until right at the end. Whereas Man of Medan, I think I sort of figured it out about halfway in. Which for a 4-hour game, figuring out the twist 2 hours into the 4-hour game is not fantastic. Still enjoyed it, but Little Hope kept me guessing. But yeah, I didn't fail any QTEs. I was doing really well, and then it got to a point where I had like 2 characters I could save, and I was like, oh well, if I do the QTEs fast enough, I'll save one, and then we'll both save the other person. Nah, that person, I
See,
don't think I could have saved either of them. I think they just died.
well, I
I just
finished Little Hope with my missus with only one person dying, and I died right near the end as
oh,
well. I was gutted.
oh.
Uh,
I lost one person probably at about the 75% mark, and then I lost 2 people right at the end, and I was like, oh, that sucks.
the ending's
I
got
lost
quite a
2.
good twist, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Obviously, I don't
yeah,
want to
it
spoil
does.
it, but
But
yeah,
yeah, no, I wouldn't want to spoil it because I thought it was brilliant. But
yeah.
my God, I got someone killed at like the 3/4 mark, and I'd been so careful. And I was like, oh, well, I'm not gonna like load back or whatever. And like, it's a choice. Clearly, it's decisions I've made have led to this happening. I'm gonna push through to the end and see how I go. And then I get to the final area, and I know where I messed up with one of them. I don't know how the other one died, but I know how person number 2 died out of 3. Because I had a choice that I had a choice that seemed brave and a choice that seemed smart, and I picked smart instead of brave. And if I'd have picked brave, I think he would have lived. But I picked the smart and calculated decision and got him killed. Really graphic when your characters die.
Yes.
Very grim.
Yeah.
My God.
Great
Yeah.
games, though. Great games.
No, they are. There's also they do a little thing, these premonitions where you pick up the pictures and then it shows you a little bit of the future. It was a feature in Until Dawn as well. I don't think it was pictures in that though. I think it was just like items. But Man of Medan and Little Hope, you pick up like a little portrait or a picture and it'll like show you a vision of potential branching futures. You know,
Yeah.
things if you see that situation, maybe you can avoid it. Which is sad because in one of them, near the start of the game, I saw one of the characters' deaths. Didn't give you a clue how to prevent it, just showed you it, and then later on I had that character die, and I was like, well, what does that help me with? It hasn't
Yeah.
shown me anything except that in advance that they can die there. Um, but yeah, the premonitions are cool, and they do a cool thing in Man of Medan, where you find one picture that shows you a Little Hope kind of preview, and then in
Yeah.
Little Hope they have one for the next game, which is called House of Ashes, and then at
Yeah.
the end of the credits they have a little trailer for House of Ashes. That one looks kind of cool. I look forward to playing it. My thing is though, these games, unless you're like really dedicated, I feel like you're gonna play them once. You're not gonna
Yeah.
play them
Yeah.
twice.
No.
You
Yeah.
might, if you're really keen to get some achievements or trophies, you might play it twice. But me, I'm like, I don't really have the urge to play Man and Medan again. I'm alright. Until Dawn, it's been about 4 years. I might play it again at some point. I actually quite enjoyed it. Little Hope is probably the one that I'd more likely to replay, mostly because I got everyone except 2 people killed.
Yeah.
Because I just want to see if I could have done it better. But probably won't do that for a while. Although they do have those party modes or movie night modes where everyone like controls one character and it says pass the controller to player 2 or whatever, which I haven't played that mode. I just play single player, but that's because I'm in lockdown at the moment. Yay.
Welcome to
Good
our
old-
You've had a new
world.
one, have you?
Yeah, it'd be fine, mate. How many? What? Is it just one case? Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
fine.
it's turned into 2, but yeah.
How long's your lockdown for? A couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks. 3 days, but
3
That's
days.
fuck all,
Yeah,
mate.
but,
Just shut up. You're you fucking amateur.
3 days I'm in the
but,
mate,
in my defense, it's 3 days confirmed so far, but by the time I wake up in the morning, it very well could turn into a week because there has been a case of community
We've
transmission.
been locked down since fucking Christmas. So shut up.
When I wake up, if I wake up it's a week, I'll be very disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually on I'm on leave, and also I've just changed jobs, so I don't actually have to go to work until May the 13th. So I'm just gonna stay home and play video games anyway.
Good
Really
call. That's what.
It's really not affecting me. I'm getting some donuts
Anyway.
delivered. A few more games to go through, I guess. Anyway, Little Hope. I had little hope of saving my characters. That's pretty much the summary.
Okay.
Which I did really good at the other games, and Little Hope I just got people killed. Avengers. I've played that one. I've actually finished the main campaign at least. It's what I have to say about Avengers. If I was to give it some positives first, graphics are pretty good. Runs quite smoothly on the PS5. It's I think it's dynamic 4K, but it's locked 60. I never had any sort of frame drops. Looks great. Story's actually quite good. Story's good. Using characters that aren't necessarily used in the mass media, although I did see MODOK is getting some sort of robot chicken-esque show on Disney Plus.
Starts next week, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was late May.
Something like that. So
Yeah, anyway, but it's got Patton Oswalt in it. It's also got Melissa Fumero, who's Amy in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, in it. Watch the trailer. Looks weird. Anyway, so yeah, Avengers uses some cool characters, does some cool stuff with its story. Gameplay loop is, oh, it's so bad. It's horrible. It's it's bad. Combat is very stale. Like every character has a uniqueness to them, but ultimately you'll pick one or two you like, and you'll never play the other 4 Avengers again. Yeah,
Okay.
because they don't keep them interesting enough. Black Widow, garbage. She has guns. She has a taser. That's it. Don't bother with Black Widow. Useless.
Okay.
Iron Man isn't as fun as I thought he'd be. He just kind of
It's got to be about Hulk, though, isn't it?
Hulk's alright. He's okay. Ms. Marvel's pretty fun. Ms. Marvel, because she can morph her body and do big fist punches and stuff. That's kind of interesting. But the thing is, Hulk
Mr.
feels too similar
Fantastic,
to
yeah.
Ms. Marvel. Yeah, basically. Captain America's alright. He has a shield. It bounces around. That gets old pretty quick. Yeah, it's just kind of eh. It's like you'll have Jarvis over the comms and he'll be like, "There's a chest nearby. There's a chest nearby," and it's just like,
There's a disappointing loot box nearby.
yeah, pretty
Here's a
much.
shitty
It's
game you're
all
playing.
the gear is entirely stat based. So any piece of
There's
gear
no
you pick up makes no
cosmetics.
change to the cosmetic. There are skins, most of which are required by purchasing them in the marketplace store, which you can grind, I think, if you grind a bunch of materials or you pull out your wallet. There are some you can earn from quest lines, which is cool, I guess, but that's how it should be for most of them. So I don't know if I should applaud them for doing something standard that they should have done anyway. I did see there's the problem I have with it is the co-op. At least in the main campaign, the co-op is only in some missions, and that's because given points in the story, you'll only have maybe 2 Avengers available to you at once. There are some missions that are 3-player co-op. There are some missions that are 4-player co-op, and there are some missions that are no player co-op, as in they are solo. And it is, I bought it. I bought this game to play co-op with a friend, realizing that only having purchased it, realizing that only part of the main campaign is co-op. However, they have released 2 free expansions that you can play but they are set both after the main campaign, so you need to both have beaten the main campaign first. Well, you don't have to. You can play them whenever, but you should play them after the story. There's 2 expansions. They are completely 4-player co-op from what I've worked out, which is good. But also, it's how the main game should have been. Just my thoughts. So, looking forward to actually doing those in co-op because it might make the game a little less monotonous. But the story's good, and from what I hear, reviews of the expansions, the story on those is quite good as well. But that doesn't fix the fact that the gameplay is
It's a
just
big pile of shite.
uninspired and lazy. Yeah, pretty much. Glad I bought it on sale. Would have been mad had I bought it at launch. That's pretty much my thoughts. Avengers, very
Next.
average game. 6 out of 10.
Ooh, that's better than I thought you'd give it.
Nah, I give it a 6. It had its moments. The next one is Rainbow Six Siege. I've started playing ranked on it, and because I decided I wanted to try and get the platinum trophy on the PlayStation, and one of those trophies is get to gold in ranked. Yep, it's I haven't made it there yet. I am hovering around the silver mark, so I'm sort of most of the way there. Very very challenging game, although I do like you. It's very professional. Each team can vote to ban a map and ban 2 characters each, so that no one can use them. Because if you feel that a character is particularly overpowered or is going to shift the balance of the game, you can vote to ban them. So I ban the ones that lay down traps that you can blow up as you run through doorways because they're really annoying to deal with. But yeah, Siege is good. Plays at 120 on the PS5, so it's basically like playing on a PC, but playing it on a big television instead. That's good. Yeah, still loving Siege. They're on year 6 now. They've
I
released.
can't believe it's been out that long.
Yeah, I know. It came out end of 2014, I think.
Oh, it's
15.
crazy.
One of them.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's great game. They've also got a mode going on at the moment, which is it's like called Golden Gun, I think. Basically, it's everyone gets a deagle. It's gold. It's one shot, kill. One bullet kills. But it also shoots through barricades and walls in one shot, so those bullets are ridiculously powerful.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good fun. It's only on to the end of the weekend, but I've been playing it. It's been good. Next game, Zombie Army 4. So this is on Game Pass and it's on PS Plus.
Zombie
Yes.
Army 4.
I've been playing it. I played it a little bit, probably an hour or so in co-op with my friend on PS5. It's been good. You get different characters. You can spec them different ways. Each character has like a unique trait, I guess. Like they have one thing they're good at and one thing they're bad at. I'm playing the character that's really fast, but they don't melee damage as well. So that's interesting. Running around, got a semi-auto rifle and a shotgun. You can get attachments that makes your guns like shoot electricity and stuff. It's kind of Left 4 Dead-esque. You get an objective like collect the gas cans, put them on the boat, and then get to the safe house. Like it reminds me of Left 4 Dead in a lot of ways, and not just because it's a zombie co-op game. Just in the game, the way the game's structured and paced, and it's very level and chapter based. Like you have a level centered around getting on a train, a level centered around getting on a boat, which is what Left 4 Dead did as well. It was very
Yeah.
vehicle centric. It was always about getting to a vehicle at the end, wasn't it? Be interested in seeing how that Back 4 Blood game goes. Actually,
It's going to be good.
That's out later this
forward to
year.
that.
Yeah.
October, isn't it? Been delayed till?
Yeah, late. Yeah. But yeah, Zombie Army's pretty good. It's just it doesn't have to be anything particularly special. It's just a good game. You can sit back and just smash through, shoot a bunch of zombies.
Cool. I might give that a go, actually.
Doesn't have to be gripping. It just has to. It works functionally well, and it's a good bit of fun. Co-oping with your friend, and if you die, you turn into a zombie and then chase your friend. It's pretty funny.
Wins.
Yeah,
Cool.
and last game is so I played this game during our last lockdown quite a lot, and I thought I'd bring it back. Civilization 6. Been playing the Gathering Storm expansion online. 5 players with the friends, all from home, and yeah, I'm still shit at this game. Build your civilization. You got different ways you can go. You can go culture, religion, domination, science, and you basically just want to have your civilization be the dominant one in the world. Played with my friends. I lost on religion because my friend let his religion take over the world. It's a shame, but I did make all my cities named after Futurama planets, so that's fun.
See, I've got Civ 6 on the Switch, which I haven't played yet, actually.
On the Switch,
wow.
yeah, that's interesting. I wonder how that'll be alright.
Yeah, the frame rate's wicked.
I bet
Is
it
it?
is. Lols.
About 23 frames a second.
Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's be honest. So,
it's all term based. It's not simultaneous, so you'd be alright.
Well, I've had it for a couple of months. I haven't touched it yet. Got it enough.
Yeah.
Got it discounted, but we shall see.
No, it's good. It's good fun. I guess the best bit is when you build your city and it borders on your friends, and they get a bit annoyed, and then you start putting your army around their borders, and they're like, "What are you doing?" You're like, just setting a perimeter, and then 5 turns later, you just like walk them across the borders and destroy their capital. That's always fun. Yeah, Civilization 6 is good. It's making me want to go and try some of the older ones because I've played a fair bit of 5, and I've played 6, and I did actually a few weeks back go on the 360, through backwards compatibility, and I played a couple hours of Civilization Revolution.
Oh yeah, Civ Rev, yeah.
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. It's a bit different to the ones on the computer, I guess. It's functionally the same game. You still build up and you invade, but it's all very, I don't know, the graphics on it. It's almost like the way the camera's positioned. Everything feels bigger and closer. It's interesting. Whereas you have more of a sort of godlike view in the more traditional Civ games, where you're like above, rather than perspective of the camera being on the floor and everyone running past it. But yeah, Civ 6 is good. I'm still bad at it. I don't know how to win. My religion, the Hypnotoads, did not take over the world as much as I tried.
Cool. That
Hmm.
sounds like fun.
Yeah, yeah. No, Civ 6 is good, and that's all my games.
Awesome. Sensei. Oh, Sensei.
Oh, nice. Time that well. Oh,
Just waking up, are you, mate?
pretty much. Sorry?
Just waking up, are you?
No. I was in a grind area, so I was basically trying to
Were you now?
work out to try and get into
Was that a
safety
gentleman's club?
before
Was that a gentleman's club or
carrying
something?
on. No, Black Desert. You have like
Okay.
these really highly populated areas with like loads of enemy mobs. You just grind and grind and grind, like for stuff and XP and stuff. But yeah, obviously Black Desert. I've been playing the Sage character on that, which was sort of like released. Being sort of power leveling them up to get a load of goodies that they were having going in the event. To be honest, and realizing how much of a grind it is to actually like level in the game, like if you're in these grind areas. So I think from 57 to 58 took me about 7 or 8 hours of grinding
Wow.
enemy
Wow,
mobs
fucking
in
hell.
like a couple of the
Jesus
areas.
Christ.
That's
Yeah, and
insane.
that's using 530% XP buffs.
Wow.
So was that Saturday spent well then?
Well, yeah, it was all right. I ended up earning a fair few million out of it. So not in real life, that would have been really good. But yeah, so enjoying that class. It's like really overpowered, in my opinion, out of a lot of the classes I've used. Like the weapon and everything I've got equipped on this character is like less powerful than the one on my main. But yeah, I'm devastating most things with it, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, what else? Fort Shite. Yeah, just playing through that again with like my mate Goose here and there, doing like some of the event stuff in it and whatnot. I suppose one of the biggest things that happened in the last couple of weeks was obviously Final Fantasy 14 had its latest update patch, and I did say I wouldn't talk about it really until this patch, and yeah, the patch is here. So it's the first path of the sort of final patch leading into the next expansion.
Nice.
Which also was introduced at the same time as the PS5 version,
Nice.
Oh
which
yeah,
I
how's
have
that
been
look?
playing.
So
It,
is it nice? Fancy?
well, it's just like you can up-res it to sort of obviously like, I think I've got it running at like a 1440p or something higher than that, which looks fine enough, sort of a thing, and that keeps the frame rate going, sort of what's it. There's also an add-on for the PC, I believe, that brings it up to par with the graphical improvements for the PS5 version. Something to do with the interface or something on the PS5 is like Super HD or something. And you can also have that on your PC version as well now. But the main sort of thing with it is the loading times,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I imagine so, yeah.
which are super good. You're talking like 3-4 seconds and you're in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I'm transferring areas, put it this way, to do my dailies, grinding out my hunting dailies, used to take between about an hour to hour and 20 minutes. Now I can knock them all out in 45 because I saved that
Dark.
much time on loading into zones.
That's crazy. That's good. Welcome to
So
the
no
PC
more do I
world.
end up. Well, yeah, that was the thing. Like, it never was an issue until this expansion.
Right.
Like, I never had issues really loading in or any of that sort of stuff. But as soon as this expansion happened, and then they added in the shitty world system where you could invade other people's worlds or travel to other people's servers, you end up getting the server hunt trains where everyone will just jump on a server and they'll just go around doing all the hunts. Like, basically, when you're doing that on the PS4 Pro, it's pointless. By the time you've got to the hunt, it's virtually dead and they've moved on to the next one because they're just loading in faster. So I could be sat there for sort of half a minute waiting to load into some of the bigger zones like Idleshire and what's the other one that's big, like Yulmore and things like that, and now literally it's like 3 seconds and I'm in.
Yeah.
So that's made a ton of difference. The storyline stuff is really good and kind of interesting. The new dungeon itself is one of those ones that they've done really well, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like it's not a disjointed dungeon. Do you remember at the end of, I think there was a dungeon around the end of Stormblood, where it was like a major storyline event that was going on while you're actually fighting through the dungeon. So you've got like people from the storyline in the dungeon fighting alongside you. Yeah. They sort of started it a little bit in Stormblood, didn't they? Because they had like the Kagane Castle fight, and you'd be going in there with some of the NPCs. This is like that. This is like that, and there's a little flying section in it and stuff as well. It's just strictly sort of like cosmetic. Sort of a thing for the look, like where you're transferring between the areas and everything. But it is really well done. The new Nier Raid as well came out, so it's like the final one. It's more themed on the Nier, like the older Nier replicant,
like the replicant remaster.
Yeah, sort of a thing. It's the worst of the three, in my opinion.
Okay. I need to get back on it, man. I've been so busy.
It's decent enough. The first day running it though, it's like no one knows what the hell's going on. Basically, half the time, and it's just like, what on earth is happening, sort of here. Trying to think of much else. Let me just bring up my guide. Valhalla.
Mate, you need to finish that game off, mate. You really do. You've been playing that for months.
Well, no, I'm just logging in to do my dailies. Like, they've delayed the what's it as well, but it's quite weird because the bloke at work's finished it.
Yeah.
Sort of a thing, and he sort of said it's good and I'm enjoying it and all the rest of it, but he still prefers Odyssey and the other one.
Okay.
I'm a bit annoyed about that expansion getting delayed because of the timing of it. It comes out the day I start my new job, and I've got 3 weeks off. I wish it could have just come out, this week like it was meant to. That would have been great. Oh well. All right, it won't be getting played for a while because it comes out around all the other games that come out. So.
Yeah, apparently there's still like issues with it as well.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of people that have had like actual game-breaking bugs, which stop them even progressing in the main story,
really?
which still haven't been fixed.
Well,
which is funny because obviously
for me.
You've got obviously everyone was literally jumping on top of the CD Projekt Red's coffin and smashing nails in while laughing manically, like with the issues with Cyberpunk, but yet no one really said anything about the issues a lot of people were having in Assassin's Creed.
I don't think the issues.
Maybe they're not as widespread because I never had any issues. I played that game beginning to end.
Yeah, most of the ones in Cyberpunk, I could say, weren't major or that either, because I never run into half of them, or well over half of them, sort of a thing. In fact, I'd look you check down the list of fixes. You're like, none of these apply to me. Never had any of these issues. So, but yeah, they did another stealth patch for that the other day, didn't they?
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I've kind of fallen off all the Cyberpunk news.
It did. Yeah, it's one of them games where I find that is an awesome game, but I'll be dead on it for a couple of days, 2, 3, 4 days, and then I'll put it down for a couple of weeks.
See, I
And
was
then I'll
opposite.
go
I
back
rinsed
to
it
it,
in the first
and I'll
couple of
get
weeks it
sucked
came
right
out.
back in again.
That was it.
Yeah.
Job done. Delete.
Yeah, that was me.
It's
20,
very
20,
rarely
30
now
hours
that I
done.
can actually sit down and just like hammer a game out like solidly, if that makes any sense. I like to dip in and dip out of like a majority of different titles.
Yeah.
I find if I play something for too long, it starts to wind me up
Well, fair enough. I know what you're like.
to a degree. Like even with Final Fantasy, I've been playing that sort of like only sort of like for an hour or so a day.
Yeah.
Like even with the new stuff. Oh, one of the things you will have to do when you get the chance, when you log back in, is because they've kind of like had issues with the housing zones in the game. They added in like a brand new housing area, but they kind of got the players to help build it.
That's bizarre.
By sort of like making this sort of content where you go out and gather and craft and sort of like slowly you'd see the place coming together and everything, and it's pretty well done and interesting to a degree. And now it's all finished. They're doing like a celebration event.
Right.
So they've got like these sort of like celebratory fetes that happen every other 24 hours and sort of kick off every 2 hours in game. And it's fucking hilarious. Obviously, there's no way in hell the game can keep up with the amount of people taking part in these fetes. Because you've probably got about 300-400 people in there
Wow.
sort of doing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like weird things like opening presents, and one of them's like sewing giant Moogles together, and then you've got to carry them to the wagons to put them in to send them off on their way. But when you're doing that, you're just seeing this absolute like non-stop line of these giant Moogle plushies, like with people carrying them above it. You just can't help but smile and laugh. I just generally have a big smile on my face doing all of those fights.
Nice.
Because
That's
I
what
just
it's
find them
about.
fun. It reminds me a lot of when they originally had like the restoration stuff going on and people were carrying out all of the broken rubble. And it was you just end up with like these trains of people like carrying like asphalt and stuff.
But it sounds like a job.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Well, she
Yeah,
played
that's
Darren.
pretty much it at the moment.
Is that it?
Yeah, not much else. Yeah, I'm waiting obviously for a few. I have actually pre-ordered Resident Evil because it does appear that the RE-verse thing is a separate download.
Yeah.
So I'll just completely ignore that shite.
Good.
And just sort of like hammer through the actual game because it does.
Where are you
look
getting
fantastic.
it on? Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation. It's a PlayStation franchise. In my opinion.
Fanboy.
It's one of those sort of things.
Fanboy.
Yeah,
That's what
I'll
it's
be getting it on the PS5.
I'm gonna stay. I'm
I
gonna do a
got-
stunt and call you all fanboys.
I think you're outnumbered.
It's the same with that. What's the one that's up and coming? The sort of like cross between Code Vein and the Platinum thing. Scarlet Nexus, is it? I'm getting that on PlayStation as well, even though it's being technically marketed as an Xbox game.
PC, mate, all the way.
But yeah, a lot. Well, it's also the fact that, to be honest, I'm looking for games to actually put on my PlayStation.
I agree.
Because there isn't much. They're kind of abandoning all of the niche little Japanese games that I used to buy. That I'd obviously usually be filling up my hard drive with, and I've got no interest in Returnal whatsoever.
Well,
like 70 quid for a game where I run around as a 60-year-old woman. No, you're right, mate.
I was looking forward to Deathloop. Deathloop was meant to be next month, but then it got delayed to September. Deathloop was on the PlayStation. That's the Arcane Studios
I've got
game.
no interest in that either.
Oh, I thought it looked cool.
Cool.
Like,
Is that
it might
Darren?
be reasonable enough. Yeah, pretty much. And Guilty Gear's out soon. I didn't bother with the shitty fucking demo crap either for 8.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh,
The
right,
time
yeah.
to
It's
walk was
available to play for an
for
8-hour time
yeah.
period, and you get
The,
30 minutes to go fuck yourself.
Oh,
the
so
times
dumb.
the times here were 3 a.m. till 11 a.m. I didn't even bother. I was
That
like,
And
is-
no.
it's like, oh, do you go into the castle or do you explore the village? Or tell you what, do I just wait for the fucking game to come out? Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and just
it.
play it properly then. Like, I don't know. It seemed weird. Like, it's pretty gutting considering the fact that PS5 owners got the maiden demo, which allows people to sort of like walk around and take their time, take in the atmosphere and a bit of the graphics,
Yeah.
rather than like a timed demo of you got 30 minutes, mate. Better hope no one rings your house phone or rings your doorbell or whatever, or you need to take a massive shit because you're going to be
Brilliant.
getting rid of all your time. So yeah, look
Yeah.
forward to the timed demo for the Xbox as well, because I think that was like an early PlayStation
Yeah,
timed demo.
I saw the
met.
I saw the
Oh,
lineup.
God.
You apparently you've got an 8 hour slot on PS3 or PS4, PS5 today in Europe. It starts at 7 p.m. Something daft like that. It goes on for 8 hours, and then I think next week it's everyone, but only for 12 hour slot. And I'm like, I looked at that. I went, oh. It's like I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to create some kind of like community excitement and get everyone playing it at the same time, so they can gauge their reactions online and milk fucking Twitter for what it's worth with buzz fucking sayings and whatnot. But I'm too old for this shit. I really are. I'm not a fucking.
The game's out in like 2 weeks.
I know, just be
Yeah,
patient and wait for the full fucking thing.
I know. It's like just marketing people do my nutting.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, if you've got the maiden demo, you already know how it runs. I could see people on PS4 maybe downloading this demo to see what it's like on their system.
Yeah.
Sure, I'd be fine on that.
Like,
Yeah,
it could be useful for that, I guess, but...
I mean, you could watch I mean, if you were bored, you could watch. I mean, I've just put a stream on. You could, well, a YouTube video on. You can just watch someone who's played it on YouTube.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd rather have like a demo that just has a start and an end point, and you can access, like, even if the demo was like, oh, it's only up over the weekend, that you can play for it for a certain point. But like, there was another demo once, wasn't there, that was done like that as well, with like we had a set time limit to play it.
I don't like that.
Wasn't it? That might have been Resident
They
Evil.
had a one-shot demo, didn't they, of Resident Evil 2?
Oh, they
Yeah, it might
did.
have been
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah,
So,
that's right. I did actually play that. So,
Am I right in thinking that Resident Evil 7 had a demo, but I don't know if it was time restricted or whatever, but you got to walk around the house, but it wasn't
Yes,
part
I
of the
remember
main
it.
story.
Yes.
It wasn't.
Yes.
It was like it was just like, it was weird, right? You could like walk around the house and it had no bearing on the main story or at all or anything, or things were different to how it was in the actual game. But you could walk
what was
around
it
that
called?
house.
I've still got it actually.
I got to think
I
about that
still
one
had
for
it
a
on
minute,
so,
because I
or did I
remember playing
delete it?
that
I might
demo.
delete it.
I have
It
to
was
look it
called
up.
Resident Evil the something demo, wasn't it? It wasn't Kitchen, which was the
That was the DLC,
kind
wasn't
of
it?
VR. That was the DLC, the VR experience where you basically were tied up. You had the bird from.
Because
it was.
yeah, it was called
I remember putting
It was
my
called
brother's.
Beginning Hour. You
That's
you
it.
would you had to go up in the attic, didn't you? At
Mm.
one point, and that's where I think where it ended. It ended in the attic. Fun fact: if you get a PS5 and you have PS Plus, you get Resident Evil 7 for free.
Ooh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Ooh. Anything else, Darren? Is that all you've played, mate? Or Darren? Have we lost him?
I think so. Well, he's knee deep in demos at the moment.
He is, isn't he?
Ah, yeah, that's right. You had to get that fuse, and then that'll let you go in the attic. That's right, because it dropped a staircase out from the ceiling. No, I remember that demo. That was a cool Resident Evil 7 demo.
Cool.
Yep, I remember that demo.
Is
Right,
he
shall
back
I...
in the room?
Oh,
No.
hello.
Darren,
There
you
you go.
there? Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. You missed nothing. Just like
Alright, fair enough.
brain leaking, mumbling, mate. Just don't
Alright,
worry
I'm gonna
about it.
go on to what I've been playing then, which isn't much. My main game this week has been Sea of Thieves. I think I've played this for over 20 hours this week. It's just been mental. I've been playing it with quite a few community members, most notably Darkest Frost, and Wes from the community has picked it up as well. So we've been playing. We've been getting into all sorts of trouble. It's been hilarious. So basically, there is kind of a main story to it called Tall Tales, and I've only done 3 of them, and it was so long ago I can't really remember them, because I think I was talking to Darkus about it this week, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, I think I joined them for a couple of them, but I just let them do all the work, so I didn't, I just stood around being Peebs, doing what Peebs does, which is go for his dinner while everyone completes the game for him." Yeah, so me and Wes have been doing some of the Tall Tales this week, and it's been a lot of fun actually. They've got a nice little backstory to them about there is actually kind of a overarching story about this main pirate in the game who's now a ghost. I'm not going to go into it anymore for spoilers. Yeah, so we're doing that, and we've been doing the Gold Hoarder missions, but basically just spending a lot of time just island hopping, sailing the seas, and just like the randomness of just running into people, other actual people sailing ships, and fuck me, we've had some fun with people this week. Because there is a text chat and a voice chat, like a proximity voice chat. So, like yesterday, myself, Wes, and Frosty we had a ship full of loot, like loads of loot. We wanted to sell it, so we got to the outpost to sell our loot, and there's another ship there. So we're sailing up, and we're like, right, what do we do? Do we go there anyway, or do we find another outpost? And I was like, oh fuck it, we'll just go there. So we go there, and I put in the chat, fuck off or die. Being the nice person I am, so the ship sails off, and we're like, cool, but then we notice that one of the players has stayed on the island. So I'm like, fuck off or die. And then he starts fucking firebombing our ship, little bastard. So we're like, right, we're not having this shit. So it was a little game of cat and mouse trying to kill the fucker. Managed to put the fire out on our ship and fix the holes, and we managed to sell all our stuff. And then we've had other times where we've been sailing along, because we try to be a little bit sneaky. So when we're in a ship, like we'll like sail past another ship, but then one of us will jump in the water and swim to their ship and try and set it on fire and stuff, just to be dicks. But today, me and Wes were playing, and never seen this before. We came across 2 ships that were working together. And I don't know how, because you normally you get in and you have one ship for a cruise. I don't know if these people had just met in game and they decided to work together, or they managed to somehow get 8 people in or whatever. And me and Wes were about to start a tall tale. We were sailing to the island, and then all of a sudden we get attacked by 2 skeleton ships. So how that happens in Sea of Thieves is they just come out of the water beside you, and the music kicks in, you find them. So we're in the middle of fighting them, and then this player ship comes up and starts fucking shooting us, and we're like, hang on a minute, we're in the middle of fighting some skeletons here, fuck off. So anyway, there's a little bit of a fight backwards and forwards, but we got sunk, so we respawned elsewhere. But anyway, 10 minutes later, we're sailing along the high seas, and we're like, those are those fuckers that sunk us, we're gonna fuck them up. But then we get to the island where they're parked up, and there's another ship parked up. We're like, what the hell's going on here, So I jump off and I start firebombing the ship that was attacking us. But then the people in the other shop fucking shoot and kill me. And then we spend the next 20 minutes, them 2 ships firing at us and chasing us halfway around the fucking map before they gave up.
Sounds like karma. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, it was just so much fun though, because it's just that cat and mouse, firing at each other, cannonballs hitting, and you're like, oh fuck, we've got to bail out the underneath of the ship and fix the holes, and it's been a hell of a lot of fun this week on CFE. It's just that randomness. It just makes that's what makes the game, because me, like Wes and I were saying today, it would just get a bit boring if you were just island hopping, just digging up treasure and nothing happened. That added randomness of enemy players or skeleton ships or the Kraken attacking you or the big Megalodon, which is a giant kind of shark thing. All these random things that can happen. Yeah. It just makes it so fun. I love it. I really do. So, yeah, played a hell of a lot of it this week. Because the game is a bit of a time sink. Because you'll spend... I think yesterday I must have played it for about 7 or 8 hours, just solid.
Wow.
Because there's just so much. Because basically, you can put an emissary flag up. So basically, what that means is you're kind of working for one of the AI people on the island. So I'd like to do the Gold Hoarder one. So when you rank up with him, just in that one play session, he gives you a special quest. And that special quest gives you loads of loot. So he gave me a quest to go to 4 islands, and there was 5 buried chests on each island, so give me 20 chests. And that was at the end of our fucking play session. I was like, I'm not gonna fucking quit now. I want to get this chest. So Wes and Frosty fucked off, left me on my own. They abandoned ship, bastards. So I put the shout out on Discord, and luckily for me, Tiamat Dangerblade on the Discord group, he did the call, joined my pirate squad, and we went and got all the loot. And it was a jolly good time. Yeah, so all in all, loving Sea of Thieves. I'm loving we've got a little Discord community going in the little chat room so we can all help each other out and stuff. So it's become kind of for me, the #1 community game at the moment. I'm having a lot of fun on it. That's great. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to move on because I can hear you snoring in the background.
So I'm eating a polo.
I've been playing a lot of MLB The Show 21. Not going to talk about it too much, obviously. Just really, really enjoying it. It's just... It's one of those games that I would always buy on the PlayStation, so I'm really, really glad to be able to get it as part of Game Pass. And what I've noticed, though, is I've got a lot of English friends on my Xbox friends list who seem to be playing it non-stop. Like, literally, every time I'll look at my friends list, there's the same people playing MLB The Show all the bloody time. So, I think it's getting a little bit of a following on the Xbox already, which is pretty cool. Apparently the online's really good. I've not actually played it online yet. I'm basically doing 2 modes, which are my favourite modes at the moment, which are Road to the Show, which is your own created character and you work your way up from the minors into the major leagues. And then you've got March to October, where you just do a full season and you don't play every single game. You basically have to do well in certain games and you get heat. I did explain last week, you get heat, and then it helps you win the simulated games. So I'm doing a lot of that at the moment, and that's a lot of fun. Yeah, so all in all, loving MLB The Show, hitting, pitching, being in the field. It's just great. Because I'm too old and fat to play for real now, it's the only way I can play baseball. So, yeah, good times. Good times.
They've actually put on, I noticed in my local park, they've actually put out the lining, because it's 2 sports fields sort of, and up. They usually put a football pitch down, but there was actually a you can either have baseball or a rounders match there now.
Oh, brilliant!
All the lines out.
Oh, that's really
I haven't seen
good.
anyone play it yet, but it's I saw it the other day and I thought, that might be interesting to watch or not.
Cool.
I don't know.
That's cool. So it's cool. Right, last couple of games. I'll play 3 more games, and I'm going to blast through these. So I've been playing Ring Fit Adventure this week. Some more. I know. Why are you laughing?
Just seeing you, just watching, just imagine you playing Wii Fit and getting wheezy and swearing at it.
It's a really good workout, mate. It really, really is. I've been trying to do it every day. I've not done it every day, but I'm still doing it. It's fun because you do a couple of levels at a time, and you're constantly running on the spot, and then you're pushing that ring in and pulling it out, and it's it's like a JRPG because you get turn-based battles within the levels as well, and you have to defeat them with the power of exercise, and it gives you a list of exercise moves to do. And you choose which one to do, and then for each one you do, you like hitting them, with each squeeze of the ring or sit up or whatever.
Squeeze the ring.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. I know you're laughing, but it's done. It's done really well. It's done really, really well.
A sphincter says what? Sorry,
yeah,
carry on.
It's done really well, mate. It really, really is. I think.
Yeah,
it's
that's. Great... I mean, I saw it and I thought, well, I'm always meaning to get more active, but then I thought to myself, well, I never did it when I had a fucking Wii, so what's the fucking point of me getting this?
Yeah.
So,
no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a good little exercise routine, and it really does. When you're finished, you do feel absolutely fucked. So, yeah, it's good. Cool. Still playing Rain on Your Parade. It's a great little indie game on all platforms, but it's on Game Pass. So if you
I've downloaded it. I've downloaded it on Game Pass, ready to play. I haven't played it yet though.
All right, cool. It's really
go.
really good. So check that out. And last game I've been playing, I played with Captain Venom and Peeps this week, is more Outriders. Still enjoying it. I know Stunty's not feeling it. It's not a game for everybody. Of course, it is a little bit like the Division in Space I've mentioned before, but yeah, we're still having a bit of fun with it. It's definitely a co-op game, not to be played on your own. But it is just ridiculous because you get so many enemies pounding at you all at the same fucking time. It gets a bit monotonous at times, admittedly. You'd be in an area and you'll clear like a wave of like 100 blokes, and then you'll be like, oh, thank fuck that's done. And then you'll walk, like 10 meters, and then more waves will come at you. You'll be like, oh, for fuck's sake, just fucking get through this shit. So it does get very frustrating at times. It is very tough, but but also it's really, really fun and co-op. So yeah, we're still enjoying it. That was all I've been playing. As I say, I just have my few main games at the moment. Obviously, we talked about Monster Hunter. I'm going to try... Oh, no! One more game. I forgot to put it on my list, and that's another main game. I've nearly finished it today. Oh. I've got one more chapter left. Oh, I'm so not with it. It's because I'm tired. I've hardly been sleeping recently because of me bloody kids. Yakuza 7.
Oh.
Yeah, man. There's 15 chapters on Yakuza 7. I'm now on chapter 14. Over 40 hours into it. And yeah, I'm back into it big time because now I've got another Xbox Series X in my man cave. I can get a little bit more gaming time in. So
yeah, man.
I've been hammering Yakuza 7 as well. So I'm loving it, man. A lot of characters from the original Yakuza games do make appearances in Yakuza 7 as well. So if you're a mega fan like I am and you've played every single Yakuza game, apart from this one, obviously I've not finished this one, there's a lot of fan service, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the story gets really, really good. As I say, the turn-based battle system is absolutely fantastic. I don't think... Yeah, I didn't mention it last week because I've been spending quite a lot... There's a certain section in the game where you can just do battles, a lot of battles, just to grind to level your players up, which I'm really glad I've done now because obviously towards the end of the game, the boss battles do get pretty tough. But I'm absolutely loving it. Wes completed it this week. He's well into the Yakuza games now, and he's actually picked up Judgment Remaster on the PS5. And he's enjoying that as well. So this has got him into the Yakuza game. So if you guys haven't played it, it might be worth picking up just to see if it can get you into the franchise.
Do you turn into a dragon? Can you breathe fire?
No, it's not that silly. Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
just that
apparently,
wacky open world. Yeah, sorry, Darren. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, I remember seeing something on social like this sort of like past week or two about like the entire source code or game code for Virtua Fighter 5 has been found inside. I think it's like Yakuza Like a Dragon and Yakuza 6 on PC.
Oh wow, that's
Lol.
cool. That's wicked. That is wicked.
Which is kind of weird. There is supposed to be some sort of weird Virtua Fighter news this year as well, isn't there? If I remember
Oh,
correctly.
that's really cool.
Because it's been probably almost
Years.
a decade, hasn't it, since the last
Been some
Virtua
time.
Fighter?
Oh, it's
Been some
ages.
time.
Yeah.
And that was, like, that literally was the first 3D fighter.
Yep.
Yeah. It was.
Like, the original. Tekken was like a response to Virtua Fighter.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, it's. I mean, whether or not the problem with Virtual Fighter I always found is that you always had a main, and that was it. It was almost, unless you had the time and effort, you couldn't really get proficient on more than one character. It was tough, really tough. So I don't know. I'd welcome a new one, but I'm not sure what they got to offer really.
Mm.
I mean, in light of
As long as it's not some free-to-play fucking
well, that's the thing,
get all your DLC characters out every 2 seconds. And
that's the thing about fighting games these days. They monetize them in those ways.
Yeah. Anyway, so
and Virtual Fire's never had many characters, though, did they?
No.
Retro.
The last one had quite a few extras, I suppose, in it and whatnot, but they didn't really have the clones. Obviously, the reason that Tekken always had a lot of characters back in the day is kind of used to unlock characters that had other characters' movesets.
Yes, or
Or were
variations
like an
of them.
amalgamation of two characters together, kind of thing. Like Kunimitsu and Yoshimitsu, as it were, and whatnot.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry about the derail there.
Yeah, so Yakuza 7, it's a really cool story because it's obviously a brand new. I think it's going to be starting a brand new series because obviously 0 to 6 were all about Kiryu and his mates, whereas this one's a brand new character and all his gang who he meets along the way, and you have a new area which are in this one, obviously, well, not obviously, but you do go back to the original area of the original games as well. It's done really, really well. Absolutely love it. It does have English voice acting for those people that who can't read subtitles or can't be asked. I'm playing it in Japanese because it's set in Japan. Why not? Yeah, absolutely loving it. The battle system's great. The story's great. The side missions are absolutely brilliant. It's just such a well done game because, as with all the Yakuza, it has the serious main story, but all the wacky kind of side missions as well. So it has a good mix of both. It's just phenomenal game. It really, really is. So next week, hopefully, have it done.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Questions then. Okay. JITFC asks, which of the panel is the most gentle lover?
Me. Definitely me.
Definitely Sly. He's going. He's saying,
up.
Okay, fair enough.
He stepped up. I'm not going to argue.
Yeah, I'm more rough and ready, mate. To be honest. There we
go.
God. Whips and chains and
no comment.
Handcuffs and shit.
Yeah.
I hope your kids never listen to this show. Or Leon.
Oh yeah, she doesn't give a shit. She loves it. Okay. What's my tag says? What game are you looking forward to most in the next 3 months?
Oh, can I only pick one?
Yes.
You can only pick one. I think you've got a list as long as your arm.
No, I had two, but it's all right. I'm gonna say it.
Pick one.
I'm gonna take my cop out answer of Mass Effect Legendary Edition because it's a 3-in-1. Perfect.
Oh, but you've already played it, man. I mean, you can.
Fine, Resident Evil Village, fine.
You can say
Right.
Mass Effect. Yeah, it's up to you.
Alright, no, Mass Effect.
Well, it's April, isn't it? Okay, so up until July. Okay. So I had to check that. Yeah, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD.
Nice.
Oh yeah, when's that out?
July.
It's out in
July.
July. Yeah, I'm
And then
gonna
you got
pick that up.
Mario Golf in June as well.
Oh,
So
Mario Golf, I might have to get that. I'll
yeah,
play that
man.
for you, Dan.
Cool, done. I've already pre-ordered both of those.
Nice.
So those are my next 2 purchases.
For me, it's probably
Cool.
Resident Evil. I can't think of anything else that's out, to be honest, apart from that and
Well,
Zelda.
Mass Effect.
I need to play Resident Evil 7 before I play Resident Evil 8, and I've still got to get round to it.
Wow.
It's a direct continuation from 7, from what I understand.
Yes.
So yeah,
Oh,
you really do
wow.
have to play 7.
That's
It's
insane.
the same main character.
I've got it on PS4 here. I mean, I bought it.
But
I played it for an hour, scared the bejesus out of me.
Oh, it's
And then
scary
went back to
game. It's scary.
I mean, I was playing it, and when your wife comes at you and stabs you in the hand, I just went, whoa!
You should have that. You should do that in VR. Did you get to the chainsaw bit or not?
No.
Oh,
you're
God.
sitting down for a nice family dinner, and then you get a knife through the hand.
Yeah.
Also, there's
Oh,
slugs
dear.
in the dinner.
Oh, that
Yeah.
dinner scene in VR is quite something, I tell you. It
Oh,
is
yeah.
literally like sitting at the table surrounded
Oh
by people.
no, that's too much. I was scared enough
Nom,
playing
nom,
it in
nom,
the dark.
nom,
I was
nom,
scared
nom.
enough playing it
People
in
leaning
the dark.
towards you, like handing you stuff and that.
Oh,
and you just
Oh, no.
Get away from me, mate. Ah.
like,
Oh, God.
So,
when
yeah,
someone's lunging at you as well, they really are.
well, it's my last week on half furlough, so I mean, I'm going back to work full time after the bank holiday weekend, so I might give it a whirl.
Do it, Dan.
As long as
Do
I can...
Get it done.
Yeah.
It's worth downloading that free DLC as well while it's still free. I think it is anyway.
Free DLC?
There was a free DLC that they did for it where you kind of played as some other character.
Isn't
Because
it
there
on
was
Game
like
Pass?
a season pass which
It is. Resident
believe
Evil,
so.
Resident Evil 7 was on Game Pass, or it is.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I downloaded it. I downloaded it in Game Pass, and I've got it on PS4. So
I'm trying to remember if I finished both of the story DLCs. If I only did the first one, I might genuinely have to boot it
Because
up.
there
and
was
look.
like
They did 2.
there was a birthday one, wasn't there? Jack's
Yeah. Oh, I
birthday.
did.
There was,
All right, there was 3 then, because I did that one.
and
there
then
was one
there
where
was
you
like
play
the end
as-
of Zoe.
Yeah, there was that one, and then there was another one where you play as another character that shows up later. That I don't want to spoil, but that one was cool.
That might be the free one. That might be the
I think
Oh,
that
the-
was the free one. I think that was the one that came out not long after launch. But it's
Not
like,
a
yeah, that's only
Hero.
like yeah, that's the what was it? The hero one.
It's called Not a Hero. I'm just looking at it.
Not a
on,
hero. Yeah.
I'm just looking at it now.
It's about an hour and a half DLC. It wasn't particularly long.
It says Chris
I
Redfield
remember playing
returns
that
in his free
Whoa,
episode facing
So
new
I,
enemies.
no, I already
Spoilers
knew it was.
alert.
I
How's
already
that
knew it was
spoiler?
in
It's
it,
just a
don't I?
description. That's just literally the
Alright,
description of the
fair enough.
DLC.
All right.
Aye.
Anyway,
Well.
calm down.
I'm actually going to replay this because I didn't play it on Xbox before, so I might redo it for the Chivos.
How long is it? 8 hours?
I'd say the main game probably took me 8 to 10.
Okay, it's not too bad then.
Yeah.
So ideal length then.
It's not like Ghost of Tsushima, which I plan on starting this week. I've heard that's about a 30-hour time sink.
Such a good game. So
More than that,
good.
maybe.
It's probably the best game that's ever come out on the PlayStation, to be honest.
Are you starting it on PS5 before you played it on PS4, I take it?
So I borrowed it off of a coworker. I played maybe an hour on the PS4, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I'll wait till I get the 5 and then play it on that. So now I'm gonna start over because I didn't get very far. I just wanted to see, but I don't know if they've done
really good on
5
the 5.
enhancements. Oh, it is. Okay,
yeah,
good.
it's 60 FPS.
I moved it to my internal drive to make sure the loading times are decent. I don't know if it makes a difference.
Cool.
But yeah, I'll play that. That's my plan to play because I've just changed jobs, so I've got
Anyway,
I don't have to go to work till May the 13th. So Ghost of Tsushima. That's the plan.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bye, Dan.
we've lost Dan. His phone's probably run out of battery.
Someone DC.
Oh, so annoying. Oh no, Dan's back. Good, because the next question's for Dan.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Dazpoz says, I have a question
Hello.
for Dan. What is your advice on the best way of getting bells on Animal Crossing? I only got my Switch on Thursday, but I'm completely balls deep into the game. I'm so addicted to it. So any advice would be much appreciated. Keep up the great work, Webby and team on the poddy.
Turnips.
That's the easy. It's the turnips is the in-game stock exchange, and you have to on a Sunday morning. You go and see this little pig lady who has COVID by the looks of it, because she's got a cold or bogies hanging out her nose. Yeah, it's not pleasant. And
Daisy
then what
May.
you do, Daisy May. Then what you do, you buy a load of turnips from her. And then you go and stash your turnips, and then you check in at Nook's Cranny twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, where they buy the turnips off you. And sometimes the turnips are cheaper than you bought them, and sometimes they're more expensive, so you can sell them at a profit. And then some days the price goes through the roof. And in the early days, myself and Elliot and a few others, we used to be on we used to have a little Twitter chat, and then we used to go to each other's islands, and then whenever someone had a good turnip price, and then we used to rinse it like that and get millions of bells quite quickly. But that's the long game to how to get rich quick. The only other advice I get early on, I suppose, is pick up every single fruit, every single bit of weeds, rock, whatever.
You should say fruits from other islands. So fruits not native to your island sell for more.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so you can only do that by visiting other people's islands, though, because at the start you'll get lumbered with something like a pear, apple, cherry, peach. I think that's the only ones. And I might have missed an orange.
An orange. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the idea being is that you have to go and visit another player's island. You can't just do it. So, if worst comes to worst, mate, just give me a shout, and then I'll open up my islands, and then I can give you loads of free stuff.
Yeah, boot it up for you if you want.
Yeah, job done. So
Daz pauses in the Twitch chat going, "What the fuck?"
You were gonna mention, Dan. Remember when we used to have that chat? You remember I used to have the turnip value calculator prediction. It was usually pretty on mark. It was just like you would get a sample size of like the first three prices, because you get an afternoon price and a morning price every day. So you couldn't sell on a Sunday, so you had to get Monday morning, Monday afternoon, and then say Tuesday morning's price, and then it would do an algorithm, and it would give you a range for the rest of the week, and it would go, Wednesday afterno's your peak, and then you sell on Wednesday afternoon.
I'm glad you used to do that for me quite well.
I used to do that for everybody. I used to have a graph.
Yeah, I spent 250,000 bells and turnips today. I felt a bit flash.
Jeez.
So I've got all those stashed at the top of my island ready to flog for the rest of the week.
I would love to revisit your island, because I haven't been there in probably about 8 months. I would love to see how it's changed.
I'm gonna boot it up after this, and then you can have a look.
Oh God, no! I'll come on another night. It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed after this.
5:30 in the morning. It's 10:30 here, mate. Oh, I'm gonna be up for at least a couple of hours either.
Yeah.
This is my last week of half part-time work. Oh God. Anyway, do it. Just work it all out, mate. I mean, the idea. I think with Animal Crossing, get to learn how to visit other islands and whatnot, and then from that get some inspiration, and then I suppose it kind of explains itself as you go along. But I think the idea really is to, in the early days, is just grab as much foot as possible, flog. And that's it, really. Cool.
Okay, that's all the questions. Clarky did ask if anyone is playing Battlefield 4 now outside the Xbox boost, but I don't think any of us have we?
Well, I booted it up to test it. I put on the single player for like 20 minutes.
Any difference?
Cool.
Well, yeah, I mentioned it earlier. It feels a lot smoother.
Why is he asking then? Is EGX back this year? I don't know. Probably not.
No, it won't be this year.
Anyway, the last couple of years it's been dog shit anyway. We only use it for an excuse to go down a fucking pub.
As it should be.
So I don't even think next one I'm going to buy tickets to even go in there. I'll just go down the pub.
Just changed. It's changed now, isn't it? I mean, we did it. We walked around about an hour because I think Nathan was with us and had a couple of beers on the way, and I think Nathan just wanted to buy some merchandise. But it's all very condensed. It's all pretty much very condensed now, and there's way too much queuing up for stuff that really wasn't worth playing.
Yeah.
Not like it is in America when they just throw free t-shirts at you constantly. Which is an eye opener. But yeah, I don't know. I'll be up for going again, but I'd probably, well, it all depends. I don't like paying 25, 30 quid going early just to go and get some rudimentary nerd COVID. Yeah. Anyway,
Daz Paz is asking if I've played Miles Morales. No, I haven't. And I'm not going to because I don't have a PlayStation 5.
You played on
PS4.
I played it on PS4.
Oh, I can't be fucked. I played the original Spider-Man game. It was alright. Yeah.
No, you said it was great. I remember you.
I didn't even pay for it. I borrowed it off my stepson. It was good, but I can't be fucked to play another one. It's the same shit, isn't it? It's a bit DLC tapped on to the same map. Fuck it. Shite.
Sorry, I dropped out there. Would you slag it off?
Yeah,
it's in the same map. Fucking me. Can't be bothered.
What are you babbling on about? I don't know.
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I think
you're babbling on games that are on Game Pass. That's what you're babbling on about.
No, I'm not. I haven't mentioned Game Pass since that word then. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Right, I think we should end it here. I'm really tired. I've just finished. I've just come off 5 12-hour shifts and been up all night with my 11-month-old who won't stop crying all fucking night. So I've had no sleep. Working all day.
Sorry.
I'm so tired. Probably not as tired as Sly right now, but I'm still tired. And I'm ready for bed.
Good.
So, on that note, thank you very much, everyone who subscribes to the Patreon and who has managed to listen to this far into the show. Do you know what Wes
gibberish, is it?
Well, do you know what Wes said to me today, right? So I've been chatting to him, obviously, the last few days we've been playing CPs. He said to me, you know what, Webby? I said, what, mate? He said, I'm glad you do the Patreon show. I was like, yeah. He said, yeah, because the only thing that sends me to sleep at night is listening to the podcast. I was like, you cheeky bastard.
That's fair enough. Wake up, Wes, you lazy fuck.
He said to me he has to rewind like the next day has to go back because he misses so much because we send him to sleep. Bastard.
That's doing a really annoying noise to wake him up.
Oh dear.
Alexa, play Christmas music.
Hey Google, play Baby Shark. Oh, sugar, my phone's just done it. Oh no! Turn off. Oh, that's the thing about having a Google phone.
Baby Shark.
Did that South Clarky's Alexa? Hope it did.
Maybe. Right. I am gonna end the show here. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming on. It's been awesome as always. And I forgot, just before we go, actually, big thank you to everyone who turned up for Wreckfest on Friday. We had a really, really good time. This Friday coming, I'd like to do it again. So if anyone's about for Wreckfest this week, 8 o'clock start. I will be hosting again. Maybe some other people will turn up. Who knows? Well, hopefully they do. So anyway,
can I make
quick.
Sorry,
yeah.
can I make a proposal for a future game night?
Yeah, go on.
Battlefield 4.
I've tried it.
Back.
We've tried.
What do you mean?
We've tried and failed.
Sly, what do you think about a future gaming morning or something like that for you?
Oh, that'd be lovely. I don't want to wake up at 3 in the morning or stay up.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm happy for you to. I mean, you could just host an Australian gamer night your time. You'd get a couple of people turn up.
Bolo and Wes and Turner. Perfect.
Yeah, man.
That's all we
Ding
need.
dong. Sorted.
What happened to Aussie, mate?
That's a full crew on Sea of Thieves.
Where's TDI Aussie, mate? Is he alive? Is
I
he
don't
okay?
know. If you're still listening, join our Discord.
Aussie, mate.
It's more about Bestus mates. I haven't heard from him for a while.
Oh, bestest mates. How's he doing?
Yeah. Yeah. If you're listening, Bestus, join the Discord. Want to hear from you. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been awesome as always. So, from me, Mark Webb, Gamertag, Personality, Steve, my dear Webby, 360G.
Duck, bye. Send my damn.
Good night, Sly Armand.
And Sensei Switch.
So, thank you very much. Don't forget to visit us on Twitter, 360 Gamercast, same with Facebook. Mainly the Discord. The link for that is in the show notes. But number one priority for everyone who's listening, subscribe to the Patreon. £5 a month is not a lot of money, especially since you've all been in lockdown. And I know most of you have not been furloughed or lost your jobs, and you've saved up a lot of money. Spend a £5 of that a month. Patreon.
You're pitching it to the people that are Patreons. The people listening already paid for it.
Not the Twitch people, or the Twitch people. And I'll tack this probably onto the end of the main, because I'd still, obviously there's a section of the main, on the main feed that goes out. Anyway,
they get
you
the
know
news.
who you are.
That means you editing this week properly. Lol.
I know. I edit it all the time. I normally edit all the time, so it's fine. Yes. Anyway, thank you very much. Stay safe. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Wash your hands.